we're gonna be making apple cider donuts. Hello my friends, and welcome back to Crew's Kitchen. I told myself that we would finally make a savory recipe this week, and instead, we're making apple cider donuts. To start, grab some apple cider and a pan. We're gonna be reducing 1.5 cups of apple cider into about 1/3 of a cup that we're gonna add to our recipe. This takes like 30-ish minutes, so do it right away. Why don't they have a 1.5? So I'm going to bring this to a light boil and then allow it to simmer and reduce. The recipe will give you both grams and cups, but to be more accurate, I'm going to be using a food scale. Tear your bowl, and I'm going to be adding 245 grams of all-purpose flour. This also works really, really well with gluten-free flour blends if you don't want gluten. Then we are going to add a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I cannot find my 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm going to guesstimate with this 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. That looked like a little too much. And a whole teaspoon of cinnamon. Then I'm going to whisk all the ingredients in this not large enough bowl, but my only see-through bowl, so I wanted to use it so that you guys could see, with this whisk that lost all of the metal from the bottom in chunks, one of which I found in my batter. So KitchenAid, do better. Set aside. Now we are going to be combining our sugars and our egg. So we're doing 1/3 of a cup of both white and brown sugar. I have coconut sugar as a brown sugar substitute, not because I feel it is any better, but because I always buy brown sugar and then it gets hard as a rock and then I fail at making it soft again. And this one just stays like this for a really long time. Just in case you didn't know what 2 types of sugar mixed together look like, you're welcome. And an egg. Whisk, 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 whisk. It's very satisfying. Next, we're going to be adding 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This is the pricey one. 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And a 1/2 cup of your milk of choice. I am doing oat milk. I am also supposed to be whisking in the reduced apple cider at this point, but it's not that reduced yet. What? How long has it been?
It smells good though.
My apple cider reduction is not all that reduced. Anyways, we're gonna go with it anyway. 1/3 of a cup. So let's see what happens. We are now going to combine. If you haven't heated up your oven yet, go now. Go do it now. 350. Now I'm combining. These are both too small.
No spillage.
I should really have my hair up. We have sufficiently mixed. If you would like to not make a gigantic mess, I would suggest you use a piping bag with a large attachment so you can nicely fill your donut pans. But if you're me and you don't want to find your piping bag, you can use a spoon. Okay, so I'm going to fill up my already greased donut pan. This recipe yields 16 donuts, but I'm going to do 2 batches of this one and then 1 batch of mini. Because my child is very particular and she's much more likely to eat something if it's mini and adorable. Fill about 3/4 of the way up so you allow for some expansion. While our donuts are baking, we are going to make our topping. Get a bowl that you can take a donut and dip your hand in. You're going to be melting your butter in here. 85 grams.
I dare you bite it.
87.
Wow.
And then in a separate bowl that we are going to be dipping our donuts into, we're going to do our cinnamon sugar. A cup of sugar. You could do xylitol. I'm just not at that place in my life where I'm doing that now. And 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. That's not quite 1. That's more than 1. And when I said tablespoons, what I actually meant was teaspoons. Then I'm going to use Amelia's little baby whisk because the other one is dirty, and I'm gonna mix them together. So this is what our mini donuts look like. They are very cute and very spongy. Wait for them to cool down a little more than I am, but again, have to go pick up my child. Dunk this quickly in the butter, and then dunk it in the sugar. Ta-da!
Well.
Just a cute little spongy apple cider sugary donut.
Taste it.
Yum, 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 yum. That's a lot of sugar. Probably too many layers of sugar. That's really yummy.
But it's good. It's really good, actually.
It's very easy and it's very seasonal. So I suggest you make these. Check out the recipe and I'll see you next week. Bye!